Today, what we're going to be talking about is this product right here. This is actually not a new product at all. And with everything going on in the industry as of late, I'm going back to older products or just tried and true products or my own product line, which is kind of why, and the genesis and the reason why I'm just creating my own product line is because I can do it. And sometimes just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. In fact, that's often the case. And then we see that when brands release like 1,000 different products, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But to be honest, I'm really fed up with where the industry is going. And so because I can and because I have been doing, that is one of the main drivers as to why I am creating my own product line. And we saw that with another product, and this one right here, the Meguiar's Ultimate Ceramic Coating. And we've seen it with Cerakote, and we've just seen some of these brands that are kind of either legacy brands or tried and true brands put out junk products, and it's just very annoying. And that's one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel way back when, and testing the claims on the back of the bottles is because I personally was frustrated at buying and spending my hard-earned money on products that just overpromised and under-delivered, which is just really problematic. But one product that has not overpromised and has actually over-delivered, so they've actually kind of under-promised, or it's been a little bit more subtle, but it is just a tried and true product by now. And I don't know, this isn't why I'm doing this, but I did have my hand in at least helping to launch the product. If you go back like I just did on YouTube, or on Amazon rather, I watched it. But a couple years ago, I was fortunate enough to help Turtle Wax with the launch of this product. But honestly, I didn't have my hand in making the product. They did sample it to me, and I did tell them my thoughts on it, but I had no other involvement in this particular Turtle Wax product other than like giving it a 2 thumbs up. And that is this product right here. This is actually in their Pro line, which I don't think exists anymore, and maybe this could be an old bottle, but this is the Turtle Wax or Hybrid Solutions. This is their Slick and Slide Pure Wash. And there's a few reasons why I like this product, and the whole idea behind this podcast or this video was when I was doing this video on this product, I applied it to a panel, tested it, or let it cure for a full 7 days, and then I was going through a torture test with it. And one thing I didn't realize with my torture test nowadays is that I have to start with just a pH neutral soap, which is kind of a very interesting analogy for where the industry is, as the products are trying to get so advanced, but the products just aren't there, that we're actually testing products and having to test not with wheel cleaners, not with heavy duty degreasers, but with simple stuff like pH neutral car soaps, which is just insane to me and a little asinine and very frustrating that we're having to test products to make sure they could even make it through the most basic car wash. And what I found when I tested the Meguiar's Ultimate what do they call it? Ultimate Ceramic Coating, is that it wasn't making it through a pH neutral car wash soap. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough experience with that car wash soap that I had originally tested it with, so I didn't feel comfortable putting out that video because I didn't have enough experience to see if that product that soap had degraded normal car wash soaps. And so what I decided to do was completely strip the panel and reset it, apply it again, and then pick up my tried and true Hybrid Solutions Slick and Slide Polymers Pure Wash. I just call it Pure Wash. And the reason why, and then I got a comment for this video, or where the idea for this video came from, was I got a comment of like, hey Jimbo, can you do a video on why you like that soap? I thought, man, I've been using the soap for the past 2 years consistently for reasons that I'll outline in this video, but I've never talked about that I use the soap. And in fact, it has nothing to do with me getting the soap to test before it launched at all. So a couple reasons why, and in fact, before I go there, a few years back, I did a video on this channel that was titled my 3 favorite car wash soaps of all time. And in that, I talked about a product from Ethos called Foam Party. I think it's called Foam Party, I think. I'm not sure if they offer it in gallons anymore. I haven't looked in a while because this soap took its place. But the reasons why I like that Ethos Foam Party, and it's still a great product and I would still highly recommend it, is for a couple main reasons. And this one actually does the same, if not a little bit better, and I think at a better price point. Maybe they're about the same. For this half gallon, it is about $22, at least at the time of this recording, on Amazon. So why I liked Ethos Foam Party was it smelled good. It was a thinner, runny formula, which this is as well, so it's easier to get into a foam cannon. I think the days of thick foam are just about over. No one really, it's always frustrating if you're trying to pour it in anything other than a bucket, but most of us will foam a car now and maybe have a bucket on the side. So, instead of having a funnel and trying to get this really thick soap into a foam cannon, I think runnier soaps are just better. They're also better for the brand because I use a little too much, but using a couple extra ounces will produce more foam, but it'll also have you buying the bottle more, which is better for the brand. So it smelled good, it foamed good, but it really was the cleaning ability of that soap that I liked so much. And the cleaning ability, the foaming ability, and it didn't seem to break down any protection, including waxes. So if you just had a base layer of cleaning or a base layer of protection on your car, it didn't seem to break down that protection, and definitely not if you had a ceramic coating on your car that was worth its weight at all. So when I retested, I used the Pure Wash, and then someone asked, why'd you use the Pure Wash? So that's what I'm talking about. So the Pure Wash, what I like about it, one, obviously it smells good. It's red in color, if that's important to you. You could use it in the foam cannon. You could use it in a bucket. They do talk about how you can use it with a clay pad or a clay bar or a clay mitt or a clay in general, which talks to its also slick and slide polymers, which is another thing that I really enjoy about it is the slickness of it. While that soap is on the panel, offers really good lubrication, which just feels nice underneath the pad and is going to reduce your ability, I guess, or chances might be a better word, of actually scratching the car, which of course happens during the wash process. So between the foaming ability, which is my favorite, and then it just seems to clean, and how I like to wash my personal cars that aren't overly dirty. It's very simple. I don't pre-rinse. If you want to check out my video on why you shouldn't pre-rinse a car, I have that up on my channel. That's a video that's doing incredibly well. But I kind of proved out in that video that you actually shouldn't pre-rinse your car. Pre-rinsing your car is actually going to dilute the foam or dilute the product's ability to encapsulate and actually get your car cleaner before you ever mitt it at all. So I know in Europe and in other countries, kind of a pre-soak or a pre-wash is kind of the standard for washing, and I think they have it completely right. And I think we have it a little backwards here in the States where we just wash in a pre-rinse and we don't have a solution helping us break down that road grime, dirt, whatever may be on the car, traffic film. And so doing a pre-soak, a pre-foam without getting the car wet first is going to be your best and safest way to wash a car, hands down. And I prove it in that video if you want to check it out. I'll have it linked below. But what I noticed with a product like this and with Pure Wash is that if my car isn't, it's not wintertime and it doesn't have heavy traffic film after a rain, or it doesn't have any anomaly that I don't really deal with here in Southern California, my car is just dirty because it hasn't been washed in a few days. What I can do with Pure Wash that I haven't been able to find with other normal pH neutral soaps because they're pH neutral is that they don't have really good cleaning ability, where this seems to have cleaning ability without breaking down the protection. And so what I like to do when I'm washing my own personal car is I like to foam with this before I pre-rinse. I don't pre-rinse unless I'm foaming to pre-rinse. I pre-rinse with foam with this, let it dwell on the surface, let the polymers or the chemical do its thing to the dirt and grime on the car, and then I could rinse it and I get a really clean surface, which is awesome. And I get a really clean surface without breaking down any of the protection. Now, my personal cars are ceramic coated, and then I top it every single time with hardest shell. The reason why I top it every single time is not because the protection has been broken down. In fact, quite the opposite is true. The hardest shell lasts an incredibly long time, and it's so easy to use. I almost use it as a quick detail spray, but it's not a quick detail spray. But check it out for yourself. I'll put a link below for that as well. But I seem to get a really clean, nice wash without breaking down the protection at all. And then the surface is very squeaky clean. And something that doesn't get talked about a lot is the post-rinse is very smooth. So the soap also doesn't stick on the surface too much. It just seems to rinse away very thoroughly, very nicely and cleanly. And then again, I'm making this seem a lot more complicated than it is. And so I'll kind of wrap this up. But to be honest, it's just a really nice soap. And I almost said a no frills soap, but there's a lot of frills because it foams really good. It smells really good. So the whole user experience is completely on point. Easy to pour out. I like the black bottle. I think it's very slick and nice. Where's my camera? There we go. I think the black bottle is very slick and nice. Nice looking label. They have the foamed car on there. It's, you know, you could use it in a foam cannon. You could use it in a bucket. You can even use it to clay. I don't really do that because it's kind of like, where does it fit in? Because I don't pre-rinse. And so I foam first, and then I guess I would foam first, and then I would rinse the foam off, and then I would foam it again. And then when the foam, actually I have done that with this product. I would foam it again because now I know the surface is completely clean, and then I'd feel comfortable playing with it on there. But again, if you're a professional, it's making your services more efficient, right? Because you're kind of cleaning the car and cleaning it at the same time, but not at the same time. Anyway, that's sounding like a full-blown commercial for this, which is not supposed to be. But if I were, and I have no plans on doing a pH-neutral soap currently for the Jimbo brand of products, but if I did, this would definitely be a benchmark of a soap that I would like to have in my own personal brand to look like this. I would definitely use it. And for a pH-neutral soap, I don't think there's anything I'd even change about this product. So if I were to grab a pH-neutral soap, it would be just like this one. However, because I have no intentions in just ripping another brand off, I will not and have no plans to come out with a pH-neutral soap. So to you, I would highly recommend picking up this one and just being done with it. And so for $21 or $22 on Amazon for a half gallon, yeah, I believe it's a half gallon or 1.89 liters for those of you that do it that way. I think this Hybrid Solutions Pure Wash is simply the best bang for your buck and a car wash soap that you'd be completely satisfied with. And that is why I personally reach for it every single time. And in fact, every time I run out of it, I'm bummed and I'm running over to Amazon to buy more. That's right, I actually buy it myself. I should call them though, right? And just say, hey, can you send me a case of this stuff because I like it so much? Anyway, this is not a sponsored video. That is just a response video to a question I got on the other Meguiar's ceramic coating video of why I decided to pick that one, because it actually does not break down protection that is worth its weight in gold. And the ultimate ceramic coating is just not worth its weight in gold. It does not break down the Jimbo brand of products or hardest shell. And if you're interested in the Jimbo brand of products, I will put a link below. You could either go to jimbosdetailing.com if you're watching this video in the future, or you could go to autodetailingpodcast.com/Jimbo if you're watching it right as it comes out. I'm still about a week or two away from launch, so that link is just to an interest list that you can, if you want to be notified via text or email about when my products launch. I am launching with 2 products. One is called Pure Magic Cleaner, which is an acid-based cleaner to remove water spots, heavy buildup and grime. You can actually use it with a soap and it'll boost your soap a little bit. It is not a hydrofluoric acid, so a lot of brands will release a hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric is very nasty, difficult to work with. I'm a huge fan of it. I developed, and I set out to develop, and this is what makes my brand a little bit different than the rest of the brands out there. Not only do my products work and not break down from a pH-neutral soap, but I wanted to design products that were efficient, effective, and less harmful. This is kind of my core values, and something that really hadn't been done. So I set out to design a cleaner that worked like a hydrofluoric acid because I know the benefits of hydrofluoric acids. I've used it in my business, my detailing business, since probably 2008, 2009. And so I know the benefits of hydrofluoric acid, but I also know the downsides to hydrofluoric acid and how nasty they could be to work with and how harmful they are to our personal health as detailers. And when I look at longevity and all those things, I start to think about that kind of stuff. And so I set out with Walter to design something that would work just like a hydrofluoric acid, but contain no hydrofluoric acid. And we're able to do it. I thought that was magical, and so I decided to call it Pure Magic Cleaner. So that's what that product is. And then, of course, we have the ceramic spray coating, which is called Hardest Shell. Now, this is a product that I have been selling private label for about 5 years. It's done extremely well. I've helped companies completely turn it around with their ceramic spray coatings because of this product. I took that, I boosted it up a little bit, put it on steroids, and called it my own. Dyed it green because I like the green color, called it Hardest Shell because I think that's funny. And so, yeah, humor is another thing that I plan to bring to the brand. I think the detailing industry is very stale at the moment. If I did have one critique on this, it's that it's a little stale. I like the sleekness, but if we look at the current state of the market of the front runners, these labels, in my opinion, are stale. But if the liquid in the bottle is great, like this one is, I care less about the label, right? But I thought, man, what if you can make a great label with a great liquid in the bottle? That would be pretty cool. So humor is something that I plan to bring to it as well. And so Hard as Shell is a 6-month plus, if you want a monthly time frame on it. Ceramic spray coating, it is a legit ceramic spray coating. I actually think I have a synthetic spray wax that offers a little bit more gloss but less durability that I plan on releasing down the line. But I know that people will want to torture test my stuff because I torture test their stuff, and that's only fair. And so after having dealt with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of products, I decided, man, I have this ceramic spray coating that I also developed. It is a water-based micro emulsion, which I've talked to people in the industry at different brands saying that, water-based micro emulsions are impossible. I've had one for 5 years and been selling it with tremendous reviews and have literally sold, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of thousands of bottles of this stuff. And we were able to boost it up because I helped design it. I actually developed it. It was my idea. I developed it with Walter 5 years ago, have sold it private label for 5 years, hundreds of thousands of bottles later. And I knew that it would be one of the products that are staples in my line because you guys, the listener, always ask, where can we get that? Where is it? How can we get it? And sometimes it's not that easy to tell you, well, buy it from Johnny, who's selling it to Tim, who's then selling it to Bobby, and then buy it from Bobby's brand. So now I can just say it's in the Jimbo's brand. It's Hard as Shell. So if any of that interests you at all, autodetailingpodcast.com/Jimbo, or just check out jimbosdetailing.com. I'm going to make it super easy for you guys to purchase, support the channel, support me. And yeah, we're only going to release products that I see a fit and a need in the market. And if that need is met, I don't see any reason why I compete with it because there's plenty of cars to go around. All ships rise in a high tide. What I don't want is crappy products in the market. So if I see a great product, I'm going to call out a great product because that product deserves to get purchased. And if there's a crappy product or a subpar product, I'll call that out too because no one wants to waste their hard-earned money on subpar products, and there's too many of them. So support the Jimbo brand. Go pick up some slick and slide polymers from Hybrid Solutions and have the best of both worlds. And with that, I will catch you guys on the next episode. As always, I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Hope you got a lot of value out of that. And that is why I pick Hybrid Solutions Pure Wash.